We're going to be doing kind of this, I would say, the final time we're doing this little particular cycle, and then we'll switch gears after this. So we're starting with 3 sets of 10 per side adductor rock backs, which we've done pretty much the last few weeks now, but I'm happy to go over them again in case not sure about those. We have alternating lateral lunges. If we can't go sideways, we can go backwards or forwards for this piece. And then 5 push-up to see, I didn't to toe taps. I didn't. Anyway, you get it. Um, so 5 push-ups, toe taps, or shoulder taps, depending on how you feel. Followed by 4 sets of 10 total glute bridge marches, followed by 10 goblet squats. If you have 2 weights, that's fine. Load yourself with the squat. I said cyclist squat is optional. That's where you lift the heel up a smidge, but certainly not a requirement. And then 10 per side lateral step downs. I'll talk about alternatives if we don't have something to step off of. So we're thinking about a cookbook, a little thing, a step stool, a step outside. I don't know if you have that as an option, something with that. So 4 sets there. You're gonna rest after your step downs, at least a minute. And then 3 sets of sideline clamshells, 10 per side rows, and 15-second reverse plank. So go over all these. So let's just start with our cat cows or bird dogs, just kind of, or whatever you do to get into your body. Yeah, it is warm. I felt cold and all of a sudden now it's very the opposite.
Right. It's our garage just like retains the heat from the day,
Hmm.
warm and but it's nice, it's cool outside.
Yeah. No, I mean, I actually really enjoy this. This is a nice temperature when it's warm inside and cool outside. On this side of town anyway. 10 or so. Again, these are kind of guidelines, so don't worry about being super specific. For bird dogs, whenever you get there, I know I did less than 10 there. You can do legs only, or you can add in the opposite arm. But emphasis is keeping the pelvis even, as opposed to raising your leg as high as possible. So whichever variation you go with, try not to lift the hips, as in arch the back, if you can help it. My friend's local bike shop is trying to become a Brompton dealer, and I was like, I'm interested.
What dealer?
Yeah, in Boston, because they're a bunch of nerds and they're like, Bromptons are cool. I'm like, I know they're cool. Um, but I think a Brompton is a great bike to, I don't know. I mean, I would if I had the option, I'd consider it. Why not? I have a colleague who is moving to New York, but she's Australian, so she moves everywhere. Besides Australia. And she's like, yeah, I bumped into New York and all over the place, and it travels, and it's a great, just like little bike to travel with. Why not?
Just good enough.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it's not like you can get really tricked out one if you want, but like it's a great bike just to kind of have around if you want to check
Want to get
it
around.
out, or if you travel like multiple, right? You're traveling across multiple countries or states or whatever. Okay. I could do your 1990s, whatever feels like you need to do, but we're gonna fast forward here. If you'd like. I'm gonna just talk what we're doing next so you can continue moving your body a little bit. These adductor rock backs. So from the front angle, right? If I'm in tabletop, I'm gonna kick a leg. I'm gonna do my left, or sorry, my left leg out. If this is a stretch on its own, this just might be where you hang out. Even if you need to be on yoga blocks, that's fine. It makes it less aggressive. If you want more aggressive, you can turn the foot up. And then I'm just going to gently, from the side, switch sides to show you, just gently rock my hip back. Like this. We're doing 10 per side. If you can't rock, that's fine. Maybe you hold. Okay. That's your adductor rock back. Your alternating lunges, lateral lunges. The standing position, we're going to step to one side or the other. And the idea is that we're stepping into a lunge. So into our Cossack squat and then back. So alternating would imply, and my range of motion is not very big. If that doesn't feel good, we can do Cossack squat. That's where we start and stay wide and just squat. So we plant our foot, right? So if you don't love the loading pattern where you jump, you step sideways and lunge, you can just start stay wide. And then our push-ups, toe taps, pretty self-explanatory. But if you're going to do your push-ups in some variation, so full push-up, you want the toe taps or toe reaches here, here, or we can do good old-fashioned shoulder tap instead. So assist your push-up however you need to. But let's start with this adductor rock backs. I'll see you guys in a bit. I know you're lose Maxine for a bit to the floor. So this is all about the inseam of that extended leg. Maybe a little bit glute on that supporting leg. The head up and the chest up so the back is relatively flat. If you're not getting a whole lot of range, that's fine. Like I said, if you need to hold, your guys seem to be doing fine. But for anyone watching, if you just need to hold your stretch, just hold it instead of actively stretching through it. We're
Like,
like, hmm?
I like those.
Me too. I also like doing them before lateral piece like this, the
Mm,
lungy guy.
yeah.
Because you get like a, oh, okay. That's how my inseam feels, basically.
Did you say 10 per side? Sorry.
No, you're totally fine. 10 total on these.
10
I might
total.
have said
Okay.
10 per side. I don't know what I said. 10
I
total.
cannot remember numbers at this time of day.
It's okay. I find my highest functioning people, and you're one of them, are like, huh? What? What was that again? That's
Oh, yeah,
okay.
it makes me feel better.
Because your job is your life and jobs are so important that you're like, I don't, you just tell me again. I don't know.
Just tell me what to do.
Just tell me what to do, when to do it, how to do it. I was like, okay.
It's actually nice to be told what to do sometimes because I have to like tell people what to do for most of the day. So
Oh, totally get it. I totally understand. That's what I mean. My highest functioning people are the ones that are like, just tell me how to do it. Because I don't.
think about it.
You're the boss. You tell me what to do. I was like, okay, I feel very powerful right now. Um,
lay down here and do these.
I mean, you can get up again if you want to get up again, but you do not need to. You seem good, Maxine, but if you need your push-ups off your bench, I think you're past that now, but for now, but
We're getting there.
yeah.
Slow road.
Yeah. You can repeat that.
Oh,
Mm.
no.
And I will say for these rock backs, if you're not getting a ton of sensation, that's fine, right? The sort of the inseam, like sort of the inside of your knee to your groin, right? Or if you had pants measured, the inseam of your pants. It's okay if you're not having an extreme stretch. For some people, it's challenging. Some people, it's just fine.
3 times?
3 times. I will say I do have, if you're someone who suffers from like an energy deficiency thing, or like you have a certain amount of energy, and 2 times is enough. Or, let's say in the case of working sets, 3 sets instead of four is enough. I'm fine with that. Um, in case of the warm up, I'm just looking for you to feel neurologically primed and warm enough to do stuff. So three is just like a nice round number and it's a common number used, but if you only get through two, time constraints, whatever else, energy, whatever, it's okay. But since we're here, we'll try three because if you can't actually touch your toes, that's fine. I'm aware that's not always a option for people. It's like if you're just reaching for your toes. That works too. I take it this is three for both of you. Yes. Okay. This one's about the leg to the side, not necessarily the hip that's going back. That's okay. Everything's a race. Maxine won this time. Kidding. Ah. Sorry, where's the beach? Is it
Is it that way?
where's my beach ball? I'm kidding.
Look at my new shoes.
It's okay. Um, no, it's not a big deal. Um, so this is kind of where we're gonna think about if you're doing a lateral step down off of something, I would say more significant than a thick book, right? Fine. Um, if not, I have an alternative variation that we can work with here. Um, so we have our glute bridge marches for starters. If glute bridge marches, which I'll demonstrate shortly, are just one step too many for now, it's okay to start with glute bridges. kind of a baseline, 2 feet on the ground. B stance, glute bridges, and then work our way up to that. So baseline, this is kind of our lowest common denominator. And then coming back up. So if glute bridge marches, and as I wrote them, I designed them to be a lift here, a brace here, hold that position while I lift my legs and keep my hip high, not the sake of my knee up. So this hip stays high, or vice versa. If that's a big ask, maybe we're doing these, right? Simple enough. Maybe we kickstand it. So the leg I'm kicking away from me, I'll look at the opposite, so my left in front of me, is less emphasized. This one's more emphasized, right? So there are ways that we can make these easier or harder, but it's okay to progressively make these, whatever we need to make them to make them effective. Either way, 10 total. Okay. If you want to do fancy, do more. You can do 10 per side. Our goblet squats, I said cyclist optional, right? Cyclist squat optional. So this one doesn't require a whole lot of lift. So I'm gonna use a cookbook. I know it's sorry, my library arts people. They're my own though, I promise. So if I take, right, a book or two, I'll just use one. And I lift my heels up on said book. Yeah. So my heels are on the book. I'll have a weight in my hands. I'll obviously have two of these if I'm actually using them, but I can squat and load my quads more, basically. It's cyclist because we're loading the ball of the foot. That's why it's called a cyclist squat. So it's our contact points. So I'm aware that you might need to find two books depending on your stance, or maybe two even surfaces. Otherwise, 10 goblet squats, holding weight in front of you. And then we have our lateral step downs, which can be done off something very small, like a big book, or something like a step stool. And either way, when I'm doing this, I want my knee, so this is my working leg. I want this knee to stay hip, knee, ankle stacked, right? So whether I'm touching with my heel, my toes, right? Whatever it is, if you're taller, you might need to touch with your toe. That's fine. Another method is if you have a step, I don't obviously, and it's too tall, put this on the ground and touch this instead. So we're closing the gap. If we don't have anything to step off of, let's just do cosmic squats. I know you've done those already, but we're just gonna stay here, right? And if we want to lateral lunge it, and which it doesn't warm up, we can add weight. Okay. We can cosmic squat, so keep the feet flat and just or two weights. Okay. So this would be if we do this with our feet grounded or stepping, 1 to 2 weights, and we're gonna go 5 per side instead of, sorry, 10 per side. Does that make sense? So these are non-alternating, regardless of what you do. Are there any questions? If there are not, go ahead, get this party started. If you have questions as you go, let me know. We're starting with 10 glute bridge marches. Or glute bridges. Doing glute bridge marches keeps your hips off the floor. So the height of your knee and leg raise is less critical. Good. Or cyclist squats or goblet squats.
Pretty sore after those cyclist squats.
Yeah, so that's why I said it's an option. If you want to load the quad more, yeah.
Yeah, I
If you
like it.
don't,
Good.
you could just good old fashioned squat. Um, Yeah, it tends to have you tend to have a more knee forward position, loading the quads. And I will say, if it causes this might cause for you guys, it seems fine, but if it causes you some knee discomfort, just go back to a kind of a planted position.
I'm
For
just stepping off this block. Sorry, continue.
yeah, go ahead.
For the lateral step down.
Mhm. Yeah, so lateral step downs. So in this case, with the block, do the best you can. The goal is, and these can be unweighted. I'm sorry, it says weight optional. If you do hold a weight, I tend to hold it like so. I'll step on something. So let's see. I'll step on my book here. Um, so in this case, let's say I'm stepping on my block, all right, with my left leg. My weight is in my right. Okay. And then when I step down off the block, right? Um, so I'm going heel because this is a pretty low surface for me. I'm barely touching the ground. So I'm sort of driving off the leg on the block as opposed to like a
I see. Small
loading.
move.
Yeah. So I kind of imagine, all joking aside, something very valuable. So like your cat's tail, a an object you you find valuable and you don't want to crush it with your foot. So we're looking for this knee to stay. So this hip is going behind me, and this knee is not in or out, it's just in the middle. So weight might just be distracting. This is more of a high skill neurological piece than it is anything else. Um, so if the weight is distracting, you just take that weight away. This is kind of more in the realm of like physical therapy or like I would say a primer for squatting. Um, but yeah, good. Nice job. And I will say, all joking aside, if 10, I've said this before, if 10 per side is too much, too fatiguing, can't connect, we can make it 5 to 8%. Can lower the total volume of those guys. For some people, having a higher step is easier, but I know yoga blocks are a very convenient shape. And I forgot one thing about the step down. It's actually all doing great, but just as a, if you're having some knee stuff, I'm loading, I realize I'm flat here, but if this is my standing leg, and if I load the hip back, that's more hamstringy and glutes. If I load it like this, that's more knee. There's no wrong answer. But as you're stepping down, if the hip moves behind you a little bit, we're emphasizing a glute and hamstring. If you're stepping down and your knee is tracking forward, you're just emphasizing the knee and the quad. There's no wrong answer unless it hurts, obviously. But both are legit ways to load this. But because we're doing the or if you're doing the cyclist squats, I would probably personally bias the hamstring, the hip back, because oh, and the quads a lot anyway. So each their own. But yeah, and wobbles are okay. Your feet kind of problem solving, all good. like I mentioned, if 10 per side feels like a big dose, like that's like a physical therapy dose for some people. It's okay if we knock that down a smidge. Okay. I'd prefer quality over quantity on this movement, so make good choices. And you can experiment with how you hold your weight. I just like to have my standing leg on my weighted arm to be opposite, but good. I think we're all kind of approaching at least end of round two, round and sort of part of round three. At the end of your lateral steps, whether it's down or to the side, just take a quick, even a 30-second rest break. Grab some water, walk in a circle, whatever. Just take a break. Even if it's for your nervous system. Yeah. Yeah, you can play with that, how you hold the weight, Joseph. That's my preferred method is not necessarily. I will say holding it by your side is more stable than holding it by your chest. So that just makes it more challenge.
I'm here to be told what to do, Kirstie.
Yeah, everyone has a different preference here. Just keep that knee, either that knee from coming in or that hip from going out. However that, yeah, there we go. I can be more specific on my instruction, but see if you can kind of feel it out. I will say this is a nice one if you're having some knee stuff and we're adding knee flexion back into movement. But we always like PT, like, yeah, they're looking at like even a yoga block. Actually, yoga block could work. Yoga block might be a smidge, technically a smidge high for that setting, but I wouldn't go higher than a yoga block for starters. I know Maxine's been practicing on her steps outside, so she's used to that sort of, you know. And you're gonna respect the side that is less coordinated. Yeah, good. Nice. Four total sets. Okay. Good. Take your time with these. Just curious, Joseph, where are you feeling this? Like from a muscular or like what part of your
That
leg?
one more time.
Where are you feeling that on your left, like on your standing leg? Like
Um, Quad.
quad? Okay.
and then like you said, you shift my right leg back.
So the standing leg. So in this case, the left leg back. Your foot can go behind you. Where your foot goes, your non-standing leg. So in this case, the right leg, right? The one that's stepping off of the block. Can
Definitely my
go,
hamstring, kind of my whole
no,
leg.
yeah, if you're going a little back like you are, that's yeah, so more hamstringy. Um, but it's okay to feel like both quad and hamstring and knee and all sorts. Um, I mean, you could literally put, I mean, you don't have to, no, you don't have to take that risk, but find something very valuable and put under your foot. And then if it's specifically something crushable, and then don't crush it. It's not very effective. Uh, obviously, I mean, at your own risk. Nice job. I will say too, actually, and I should have mentioned this earlier. If you have yoga blocks and you want to put two of them together, so you have a place for your second foot to, kind of reset at the top. That just gives you a quick break. You're not like standing on one leg the whole time. Which you're doing you're a good job of. But if you need a break, if you give yourself a wider surface, so just your two yoga blocks together, you have somewhere to go with your other leg. Okay. Let's take a well-deserved break. I'll go over the final three motions. I have wrote down 10 per side lying clamshells. I said weight optional. So let me show you without weight and then with weight. Um, we've done these without weight before, plenty of times. So without weight, I'm in my side lying position. So I think pin-up doll, because that's kind of I mean, not literally, but it does kind of look like pin-up doll, making a little zigzag with my body. My shoulder is above my elbow. I make a fist with my bottom hand. And I'm going to sort of, as I use my lats and this glute down here, I'm going to drive that knee down, and that knee just, for me, naturally comes up. So my hip comes forward towards the camera and then back and down. Okay. Weighted. Might be awkward with kettlebells, but you can give it a shot. I've never tried with a kettlebell, but a dumbbell is a little easier form factor. The crossbar goes across my upper thigh on the opposite leg, and I can add a little load to my top leg. Okay, so it's not quite a band per se, but it does add load to my top leg. So certainly an option if you want to use that. Doing 10 per side there, switch to the side. I said 10 per side. I said bent over rows or 3-point rows. This is going to vary based on what equipment you have available to you. So if you have, let's say, a heavier kettlebell or a heavier dumbbell, singular, this is going to be more of your 3-point row. So this is my hand on knee, hand on sofa, hand on table, chest is up, 3 points of contact. And sorry, keeps my shoulders dumb. So pull back, shoulder stays straight behind my pec, regardless of what I'm doing. Bent over row, optional, 2 weights, typically lighter, same bent over position, but I'm bracing myself. I do the same row. So they're just 2 weights instead of 1. Finally, our reverse plank. We've done this already, but if you haven't, hands are going to be where they need to be. I tend to go forward. I'm going to have my hands behind me, brace, squeeze my butt, and we're holding, and you can go wider than your mat if you're on a mat, that's fine. But I want hands under the shoulders. So let's start with our sideline clamshells first. Weight or no weight? If you need a non-laying down version for a change Maxine, let me know.
Oh, good.
Okay. And if you'd like, you can keep that's great, Joseph. That's Excellent. You could also, if you feel inclined, keep your feet touching. So it's more like a little frog, whichever feels better for you. They're both great options. Lifting that top foot, though, makes it more challenging, which is great. So whichever method you prefer. After you have your 10% of the clamshells, let's go ahead and continue with, or your next step, I should say, 10 per side, 3-point rows, or 10 total bent over rows. The total being you have two hands loaded simultaneously, right? Two weights. Or if you're doing a single arm version, 10%. Chest stays up. So almost think about, imagine kind of peacocking. I don't know. Belly is braced. So there's kind of more balance, or I would say bracing demands with two hands loaded than one. Hence the weights being tending to be a little bit lighter. For your reverse plank, I'm happy to kind of, you could do this as a group, or you can count for yourself.
Actually, is there something else besides that? That is a range of motion my shoulders don't have.
I was I was like thinking like, great. Yeah, that's an extreme choice. This
Mhm.
position. So a good old-fashioned plank shape,
Okay.
regular plank. Yeah. You could do this. I mean, we already did a side plank variation, otherwise I say a side plank, but yeah. Yeah, if you have some shoulder stuff, this can be a lot.
Yeah.
So I want to I would say I fully acknowledge that. I guess I apologize, you haven't been in person in a few weeks, so that's why I forgot.
That's fine.
Okay, so I can run a timer if you'd like. Otherwise, Joseph, you could just roll with that. Yeah. So if you want, Maxine, just you count to 15 in your head.
Yeah.
Great. I will say, yeah, wrists and shoulders here take a big hit on that reverse plank. Um, so I wouldn't have acknowledged that. It's challenging, to say the least, even if you have the range of motion. Good. On that sideline clamshell, weighted or not, you're driving the bottom knee down. So conversely, that sort of bottom hip up. And the top knee just tends to follow, as in just sort of tends to open. I find it naturally happens. Good. You tell me after your rows, Maxine, but it's just that the range of motion is a problem, right? Like
Yeah.
on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It's
It's okay if like
probably if I worked at it more, I could probably get more of it back, but It's
Yeah,
like
you
I've
have
gotten to
to.
the point where I can do what I want to do, you know? So, but yesterday I was trying to just trying to scratch my back on this side. And I was like,
Yeah. So short of like addressing the actual shoulder, a lot of times, so your upper back, right? So you're gonna think like sports bra to sort of shoulder.
yeah,
Your ability to kind of extend, so flex or extend the upper back
yeah,
kind of independently will certainly help with this. I don't think it'll necessarily improve shoulder range of motion, but it
yeah,
will allow you to kind of almost like if you think about popping your chest up,
yeah,
right? The more range you have there on your own, and you might even just feel it right here, like across
yeah, yeah,
here, because we're all kind of
exactly.
this, right? So if you're like this, and I'm like, hey, go ahead and sit up, and then actually do me a favor, go backwards. It's a pretty extreme postural choice, which is why it can be effective. But also on top of that, with your shoulder history,
Mhm.
that's a big ask. So we might not even get here ever, but what we can eventually get is can we get a little bit of upper back
Yeah.
motion? So like, do you have bands for band pull aparts?
Hmm.
What else? Yeah. So the band pull apart, right? So if you have like just a
Yeah.
that could be a nice
Okay.
interim.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be, I realize it's not your reverse plank, but it can kind of
But at least it's,
slowly
yeah.
bring awareness to that part of your body.
Yeah.
So I understand that is not everyone has that option.
Yeah.
So yes,
All good.
for those of us who have the shoulder range of motion, it's still equally hard for its own reasons.
We 4 sets on this one.
3.
Oh, okay. Done. Yay.
Then you're done.
That was a good one.
I'm glad you enjoyed that. It's okay if you didn't. No offense taken. Um, yeah, okay. It's safe I was looking at time zones. I'm like, is it safe to send to Meg?
Is she in? Has she made it to
In
Germany?
Berlin.
I
She's in
think
Berlin now.
that's, yeah.
Where's the actual race?
Uh, it's Bavaria. I can't remember the name of the exact town.
Is it Roth or is that
But
the
the
name of
Rock is the race, yeah. But is that the town too? I can't remember. I don't know.
I mean,
Onic. I'm so excited for her.
I hope, I don't know what Germany's experiencing now, but I hope that the heat, extreme heat is,
I think it's supposed to be better. We were looking at the forecast last week, and I think it was supposed to rain for a few days when she first got there, and then it was supposed to clear out and be like mid 70s for race day. So I know.
I hope for Any and all events. So Ironman brand races,
Yeah, anything.
brand tours, anything going on through Europe
I know.
that the extreme heat doesn't I mean the safety of the participants, of course,
Yeah.
but I'm a little worried about Tour de France. Like
I
it's
was just gonna say, yeah, because it starts
July 2nd.
second. Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh, it's already always hot in France in July.
Well, I
It's
think they start in
but
Barcelona too,
they do start in Barcelona.
which is even hotter usually, I think.
Mm.
I don't know. Who knows what's going on? Like the climate, it's everything's messed up.
But the tour, I think they also have their own enough medical staff that they make decisions and they ride in 40. I think it's just back to back 40-degree days that are problems.
Yeah.
One 40-degree days, the Australians are like, yes, and
Right.
see, fingers crossed, both for the women's and the men's tour, because
For sure.
and anyone doing anything in Europe right now, because
Yeah.
Christ, it's hot.
Yeah.
Um, if it's no, thank you.
So thanks. I'm good. Yeah.
But
Yeah. All good.
it's the Queen's wave.
No, gracias.
I need a crown and a cape.
And a scepter.
Oh, yeah,
Absolutely.
you obviously a scepter. You're
Obviously.
not a queen without one, Joseph. Let's
Right.
be real.
Maxine, get me a scepter.
Okay.
She's on it.
Fine.
Alrighty.
I hope you have a great ride this weekend.
Yeah. Have fun.
Hopefully it's not too hot in Marin.
Yeah, I mean, this far out, it's kind of hard because if 5 days on the forecast is,
Correct.
but
But I
we'll
mean,
keep,
there is a river we can dip in. River.
well, is a moving body of water?
It is a moving body of water.
Okay, moving, important.
Correct. Stagnant bad.
Stagnant, bad. Stagnant things grow. Moving, less things grow.
Correct. Alrighty. Have a good
Bye.
day,
Take
everyone.
care.
All right. Bye, friends. Thanks,
Bye.
Kirstie.
Bye, Maxine.
Bye.